Hey, let's talk about stocks this week, what happened for some of the stocks, and also do our weekly recap for our call option trading. Yeah, after the truce, the ceasefire between Iran and US, that was like after the close of the bell on Tuesday. Wednesday, the stocks popped up. CoreWeave was no exception. It continued climbing up with more deal announcements with Meta and also today with Anthropic. And look at it, it went from before the truce deal, ceasefire deal, it was in the 80s, and in previous week it would dip down to the 60s, and now it's all the way back to 102. Yeah, what a uh, rocket like ride. And then GitLab was one of these stocks, like they're amongst many other software stocks that have been falling down due to the AI scare of impacting their business. Palantir is one of them too. On Wednesday it was like 150 something, and then famed short seller Michael Burry. Palantir is AI too. Don't get me wrong, but is saying Anthropic is impacting their business. Trump even tried to step in on his social media platform saying Palantir has like great technology and it's important for the war. Just ask the enemies. But nope, nobody's really buying that. It's below 130. So hardware stocks for AI are typically hot. Micron made its bounce back. Intel here is up quite a bit. We sold. It popped on Wednesday after the deadline, and it was at 58, and I thought that was a pretty good time to sell a call option contract. I didn't think it would keep on climbing given the relatively high it was at, but it did and went into the money. So we can talk about that and how much we lost on that one. Same with AMD. We on Wednesday here it's about 230 and just over 230, and we sold the contract near the present trading price on Wednesday, but it kept going up. But people are really back into their AI speculative stock, and particularly hardware in this case. So yeah, we could talk a little bit about how much we made in loss. Here we are in the month of April. We counted this as the first week of April, and it's good. What we been making money in the month of March, and it was good. We were able to dodge all the spikes in the stock market where it would have stocks would have climbed and selling call options would have hurt, but we did well. And also we took the last week of March and the first few days of April off, and we were waiting for the if there was like a strong bounce, and surely there was this earlier this week on Tuesday where the ceasefire was announced after the deadline, and I'm glad we dodged that. But still, we're in a little bit of pain. And the little pain is because we sold the contracts on Wednesday for Intel AMD, strike price 60, 235, which was a little bit above their bounce on Wednesday. So we pocket these 200 and 187 from selling these contracts for Intel for one AMD contract, and because it went into expiration. But of course, being in the money, would get assignment, and if we were to buy the shares off the market, because we are doing naked calls, selling naked calls, and met our obligation at the strike price, we would be overall down $1,564. Yeah, $1,564. All right, yeah. So I guess our nice winning streak is temporarily broken. We're 0 for 2 so far this month, and yeah, a little slow start. Of course, it's I'm still pretty happy about overall how we've done. We've just had one tough week so far, and we just jumped in. I think in looking at hindsight, it was speculative stocks that people were very interested in and were willing to keep on pouring money into, like retail investors and funds and what have you. So yeah, but I guess you gotta be careful with these stocks. I don't know; they'll keep going up. Of course, they're very sensitive to news, and when the market goes down, they go down a little bit. They could go down a little bit harder. But what's interesting is AI starts to scare off like a lot of software stocks or stocks that are not truly cloud service providers, but they're just lumped into that category. Also, this week we saw deals with Broadcom for, I think, to make more Google chips, and also to make more for Anthropic. So that's a big win for Broadcom. And oh, the other hot stock is actually, before I go, is Marvell. Marvell Marvell's like CoreWeave's been taking off, ever since they released earnings, and their earnings, and then later on their partnership with Nvidia. They just been going up like bonkers. Actually, they're probably hotter than, or as hot, if not hotter than CoreWeave in the recent week or two. So yeah, stocks to keep an eye out for, and yeah, maybe they it's time to also sell call contracts on Marvell. I mean, it's if the implied volatility is good and you took a little bit of chance, like where it starts to reach a ceiling, it might be good for us. We'll think about it a little bit more. That's it for this episode. We'll be back on Monday, so stay tuned. Let's get this money back on Monday, all right? So don't forget to give us a like if you do. And yeah, well, until then,